guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a late night horror review. It is about nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I finished shift late last night, but I thought I'm off tomorrow and I want to catch in and do a movie review for you. So tonight we're looking at 88 Film Slasher Collection, new release of Dark Night of the Scarecrow, which I picked up but this week, I think. But this will come out probably a few weeks later. But yeah, this came out this week. This is out on Blu-ray. This is the original collector's edition that comes out, and it comes with a reversible sleeve with the original cover, which is fantastic. And it comes with the film on Blu-ray, and it comes with a booklet, as you may have seen when I did my little pickup video. So this tells the story of Bubba, who's like this lad who's a little bit learning difficulties. He's got the mind of a child, and he's got a friend of a young girl. She's a very young girl, like sort of like 8 or 9, and they're very friends. And the film sort of starts off in like they live in like this small sort of community in America, and the film starts off, they're in a field, Bubba and his friend, and they're sort of making sort of like these sort of laurels out of flowers and stuff like this. And it seems quite sweet and innocent, you know. You wouldn't get away with it today. It would be looked upon as, this lad, is he some sort of, you know, somebody to be worried about? But he's not. He's actually just someone who's got a very young learning difficulty, and he's got the age of the girl. Anyway, the local postman, who's our main sort of villain in the film, he's watching them through binoculars in the field, and he goes back and reports to one of his friends, associates, about, oh, Bubba's out there again with a young girl and all sort of like things. So these are the town sort of like, there's 4 men that seem to think that Bubba is this sort of child molester, I think. Anyway, he's not. He's just someone that just behaves better around children. He's more comfortable at home. He's in his 30s. He's supposed to be 36. Anyway, Bubba and the young girl leave the field, and they go for a walk down the street, and they come across this yard, and they peek in there, and it's all full of garden gnomes and sort of like garden decorations. And the fence is sort of broken, and the young girl wants to go in there to have a little look around at these gnomes. So she goes in there. While this is happening, our postman is talking about, we need to sort this Bubba guy out and all this sort of stuff. And all that stuff's going on. Anyway, the young girl is in the yard looking at these gnomes, and then this big sort of dog appears. And she's frozen stiff, and she says, Bubba, come and help. And Bubba's looking through the gap of the fence, thinking, you know, he can't get through there because he's, you know, he's a man. Anyway, she tries to make a run for the fence, and the dog runs after her and attacks her, which we don't really see. It's off screen. And then Bubba runs to the fence, and he runs through it and breaks the fence down to save the girl. And then we go to the girl's house, and there's a big knock on the door, and the mother goes to answer, and it's Bubba holding the girl in his arms, saying, I've not done anything, and she screams. And then we sort of cut to Bubba running away, and the postman and all that, one of his postman's associate turns up at the post office and tells him it's happened. He's killed the little girl. And so they all go off on the hunt, and they get the dogs, and they go off on the hunt for Bubba. So Bubba's terrified, so he's running home to make his way home. And he finally sort of arrives home, where we meet his mother there too, and she knows he's done nothing wrong, and he's very, very upset and in tears, and she said, don't worry, but they can hear in the background the guys coming with the dogs. And so his mother says to him, let's play the hiding game. You know that we play sometimes. So that he goes off to play the hiding game, and what he does, he hides himself in the field as a scarecrow. Now, the postman and his associates arrive at the house, and the mother says, "What are you after now? Get off my property," and all this sort of thing. And they said, "He's done nothing wrong. I know he hasn't. He won't ever, oh, he's done it this time. He's a wanted man." Well, you're not the law, so you can't be hunting him because you're not a police officer. You're a postman with other farmers and stuff like this. Anyway, she tells him to get off the property and she slams the door. The dogs are very distracted by something in the field, and so they follow the dog's scent. And lo and behold, it takes them straight to the scarecrow, where Bubba is hidden inside. First of all, the guys think it's just the dogs being silly. But then when the postman has a close look, we can see inside the mask that the scarecrow is wearing, the bag, sort of sack. We can see the eyes of Bubba. So they can see it's Bubba in there. So they all stand back and point their guns at him. They're all armed with guns. And Bubba says, "I've not done nothing." And they just shoot him, and shoot him and shoot him. And he lies dead there upon his pole, dressed up as a scarecrow. And then the sort of film cuts to once they've done this, the radio goes off in his car, and the guy goes over to it and says, "Oh, it's okay." He goes, "Haven't you heard the call? The search for Bubba's been called off. The little girl's fine. She's alive. In fact, Bubba saved her life from this dog, which would have killed her. So now they've killed an innocent man who's actually a hero, saved a young girl's life." And so then then the big cover up is on, and they stick like a pitchfork in his hat, in his arms, the scarecrow, to make it look like they were trying to defend themselves. So we cut to sort of like a court case. It cuts to a court case where they are up against this charge of murder, which they seem to be getting away with. And eventually there's no other evidence that they can produce, so that all four of them get away from this court. And the mother says, "Well, there's more justice to be served than by law." And then it cuts out, and then the film starts into the slasher part as they one by one get picked off. So who's picking them off? Is Bubba still alive? Is it his mother? Is it the lawyer? Is it the young girl? Is Bubba the scarecrow monster now? You need to watch it and find out. Now, this is an absolute classic of a slasher film. It's a proper old school slasher. It's up there with Halloween, Friday the 13th, My Bloody Valentine, Just Before Dawn, Deadly Blessing. It's all up with those kind of slasher films. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. There's a few pluses and negatives about this edition. Now, the pluses, first of all, the film is fantastic, amazing. The picture quality is spot on, absolutely awesome. The acting's good, really cool, really great cast. All the characters are believable and really cool. Even the ones you don't like, they're all sort of like that. They all sort of portraying like Bubba's back sort of thing, and none of them are believing, but eventually they believe each other what's going on, and they're all really cool. The postman is absolutely fantastic. He's a well-known actor, which I cannot remember his name. It's something like Stuart Irving or something like that. He's quite a well-known actor. I've seen him in many things. Anyway, and so it's really cool. It's a great slasher premise, a classic premise of a revenge movie of this lad that's been killed and now is dressed as a scarecrow. So it's a great premise. Not really a negative, this one, but I'm going to say it. There's no gore. Very little gore. It's a 15 certification. Doesn't deserve it. Could be a 12. There's hardly any gore, but it doesn't need it. This film relies on its atmosphere and the storyline, which pulls this story through. It really does, and because it's such a good storyline and it's really good, it just sort of pulls it right through, just like Deadly Blessing and things like that, which has got a great storyline. It's very sort of like that sort of line, which is fantastic. There's one negative. It's 88 films ratio. They've got it in that small screen ratio, not a full screen, which I would have loved to have seen it on my huge TV in the full screen, but unfortunately it was in that sort of screen. But that's the only negative of the film. I'm going to score this film an amazing, amazing watch and give it a 9 out of 10. You know why it's lost a point? The lack of gore. Now, what a little bit of not a wasted opportunity, but what an opportunity it would have been to have put some great gore into this film. We've got a scarecrow with a pitchfork. You know what I mean? What an amazing kills we could have had with that. Very Jason sort of kills. But they seem to have steered away from that. There were probably more... I've got an idea this was a TV movie. Because it lacks that sort of big cinema sort of release sort of approach. It feels like a TV movie. Now, I could be wrong. I have not done any research on it. I'm sure somebody will put in the comments if you want to. Yes, it's a TV movie. And I think if it was, that's why it hasn't got the gore. But it's got everything else apart from that. And it's absolutely wonderful. A highly recommended buy for me. Really cool. I wish he was in it more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil it. But I wish he was in it more. But it's really fantastic, really cool film. Dark Night of the Scarecrow, 9 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. To me, it's definitely a slasher classic. I have seen this a long time ago, and it was on VHS. It wasn't on TV. I saw it on VHS here in the UK. So here it got a video release. Again, I think it was probably American TV film, but I don't know. But it was wonderful to revisit this. It's been, guys, I've not seen this film for, must be 30, 40, 30 odd years, 30 plus years. And it's still amazing. Really cool film. Really enjoyed it. So check it out. And also check out some horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzoel. I'm Isolor, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House, and The Maniac. And a massive shout out to me lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.